Well, for Rovers fans, Graham, it was a weekend off. I imagine for you as the manager, it wasn't a weekend off.
No, you don't get a weekend off in this business. Plus, I'm also a father to 3 kids, so you don't get much time to yourself. I went out Saturday afternoon. I went to look at the game Saturday morning. I looked at another one Saturday afternoon. So it's pretty full on, to be honest. And you love it. I wouldn't change it. I love it, to be fair.
It was an eventful weekend for Peterborough, wasn't it? And they've changed their manager since Saturday's game with Charlton.
Yeah, it was. We had Chris Hargreaves went up to Peterborough. We had the staff were out at 4 or 5 different games this weekend, so we got a lot covered this weekend. But yeah, it was a real surprise, to be honest. Stevie's, let's be honest, he more or less guarantees your promotion, doesn't he, Stevie Evans? I think he's got 8 or 9 of them on his CV now. So it was a surprise, a club losing the manager. It wasn't as if it was a bad result. The position in the league is very positive for them, so there probably would have been a team that would get promoted this season. So yeah, it was a surprise. But again, like I say, that's Peterborough's business. That ain't my business. It ain't our business. It's their business.
And while I appreciate you concentrate on yourselves, they're a good side. They're challenging for the playoffs. I mean, anyone could bring someone like Lee Tomlin to the football club. You're going to have to be fearful.
Yeah, well, that's the level we're trying to compete upon, and that's the teams we're trying to compete upon. It is the division is I think the six, 7 teams have just broke away this year, and maybe that'll be down to the quality of player, the finances, whatever that might be. But 6, 7 clubs have just broke away. It just seems to be 2 separate divisions, 2 separate leagues within one. And there's not a lot we can do about that. There's not a lot of there's not a lot we can control there. But we're more interested in our own business rather than anybody else's business. We may be a tad envious at times, but no, I'm pretty happy, pretty confident with what I'm getting out of this group of boys over the last 9-10 games.
Can we have an update on the January transfer window? How close are you to adding to your squad?
Probably same as last week and same as the week before. We're going to lose young Roland. Roland Manasseh is wanting some game time, so he's going to go out on loan, and I'll replace Roland as well, just for cover. Somebody will come in and cover that. But other than that, we're still shopping, we're still looking, we're still hopeful. After
the Wycombe game, you talked about a few knockbacks. Has it been the same in the past few days?
Yeah, but that's life. That's life. It's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of activity. It's not for lack of identifying the players that we would like. We've got our lists. We're going through them, but we just seem to be getting maybe knockbacks. We seem to be, as I keep saying, bumps in the road. Parcel of football. But listen, we're active. We're trying. We're talking. I've had meetings with players. I've gone up and down the country to meet players myself, but just hasn't fallen for us yet.
Would you be concerned if you didn't add to your squad by the end of the window?
Well, look, I'll either add or I won't add, so there's no point in me being concerned. I'm trying to get players in. If I don't, I just have to go with what I've got. These lads over the last 8, 9, 10 games have worked their socks off. I would say out with the Wycombe game. Every other game has been pleasing. I've got maximum effort. I've got maximum mileage out of them. So yeah, look, we all want. Let's be honest. We all want that 20 goal man this season. We all want the team that's keeping 20 clean sheets. We all want the open, free, expansive football that we all crave for. Those things are maybe. I'll be Walter Mitty sitting here. Talking about things like that. Them things are unrealistic for us at this moment in time, but they're the things that we want to bring and want to do and want to achieve at this football club. Now, as I kept saying, and I'll be consistent with it, I ain't going to stockpile and I ain't going to bring a load of players in just to fill spaces. I want to bring the right players in. If the right players are unavailable, if the right players are being tracked by other clubs and they decide to go elsewhere, then I can't compete. I can't do anything about that. But as I say, I want the right players for this football club.
And aside from Roland, any more outgoings on the horizon?
Yeah, well, young Luke Russ went out the weekend. He has his first game for Gloucester this weekend, so he's gone out as well. And like I said, listen, I've had plenty of phone calls. There's been plenty of calls for one or two of the players. That again should be a confidence boost for them. And there's been clubs phoning about our players, but at this moment in time, we ain't able to let let them go. We ain't able to let our players go, nor do we want to let them go. And the ball was in their court. Players want to walk away from the football club, i.e. Tom Broadbent. He decided to walk. The rest of the lads have decided to stick it out, and they deserve a massive pat on the back for staying with us and seeing it through.
And what can you tell me about that? You said you've got some cover coming in for Roland / Tom leaving the club.
Yeah, I'll be working on that. We'll be working on that. Hopefully we can maybe finalise something within the next 24, 36 hours that will enable Roland to go. I think Roland deserves and he needs first team football, to be fair. He's gone out to Swindon last year. I've seen him play against Chesterfield. He's done ever so well, and he's maybe just gone a little bit stale at this moment in time. So for the good of Roland, for the good of Luke Russ, they're two lads that we feel need first team football. Again, I don't want to leave myself bare, so I'll get a little bit of cover organised for Roland's position when he does step out. But again, this is all long-term planning, not short-term planning.
Sean, I've just seen Jack Bonham, so he's still at the football club, so your fears haven't been realised there.
No, look, listen, January is January, isn't it? You know, Jack seems happy. Jack seems he's confident. He's growing as well. He's getting better. He's playing regular first team football. He's getting a little bit of love from the football club, from the fans. So Jack's in a good place, as is the majority of the boys. The majority of the lads are in a good place. Hence the reason why none of them are jumping ship. Hence the reason why none of them are leaving. They're all in a good place, and it's been tough getting them there. It's been tough dragging them through the quagmire, trying to instill that confidence and that belief. But fingers crossed we've managed to do that, and it's nice that I still have the same group of players that I've inherited in the first place, because let's be honest, as I keep saying out with the Wycombe game, they've been different class from me, to be honest.
Have the team that started against Port Vale given you something to think about when you pick your team for tomorrow night?
They've given me 7 sleepless nights, if the truth be known. Yes, to be fair, they've and that's all I ask. You go in, you keep the jersey, you go in, you do the best you possibly can, you give it your all. And if you're lucky enough, then you stay in the team. I keep saying we're only as good as our last game, and that's something I continuously say. Our last game we've won 3-0. So it's Tom Nichols scores the other night, 1-1. I keep saying to him there today. So listen, there's a lot of positives. There's a lot of things on the up, and fingers crossed I get the right team, the right selection, and the right result tomorrow evening against Peterborough.